discipline forces, those are the security forces, and also safety net, that is, I believe, has to do with NSSF. Now, listen, farmers will have to have access to cheap fertilizer as state-funded subsidy continues. In terms of businesses, why are the winners? Well, MSMEs to benefit from state loans, including the Hustler Fund. In terms of jobs, well, 30,000 teachers and more health workers to be recruited. This was also a promise that the president had made during when he was campaigning, actually. And also on discipline forces, why are they winners in this particular budget? Well, review of salaries to reflect the rising cost of living. That is a promise given to them. And on matters safety net, well, state increases cash transfer to elderly and vulnerable groups. Well, who are the losers, Simba? Well, businesses also. Taxman to seal VAT payment loopholes to squeeze out more cash. Mobile money, well, taxman to snoop on mobile money transactions to catch tax cheats. And as for hustlers, well, Netcast wider to reap 2.8 trillion from informal businesses, and landlords or rental properties will be mapped to collect more income tax. Well, on consumers, suspension of subsidies on fuel, electricity, and food to raise the cost of living. Well, those are just some of the winners and some of the losers. The losers are people that are going to actually be affected through tax collection in this country. And we are just talking behind the scenes about how these mobile cash or mobile transactions are actually going to be monitored. Simba, what's your take on that first?
Pretty much. But for me, Amwai, it's basically just the government saying, and you did hear the bigger question, by the way, Ruto is going unapologetically into this particular area of tax collection, because he did say he doesn't understand how, for instance, we have over 32 million registered M-Pesa Kenyans, but then only just 2 million are under the tax bracket. It is well, you can tell me that we can't even get half of those 15 million who are registered using M-Pesa to pay taxes. So whatever they're doing is that, well, here's the thing, you can tell us indeed that you can file at nil returns, but then once they can see what you're doing on your M-Pesa and you are registered and you have a PIN, it will be easier then to ask you, all these monies that are going through your M-Pesa, why can't you declare that source of transactions, so that it's easier then for us to say you are able to file nil returns.
There's nowhere to run for people who do file nil returns right now.
Yes, that's it. But because it doesn't understand. And there's a rumor again, Amwai, that you'll only be allowed to file nil returns maybe once. Meaning, according to the president, once you turn 18 with a PIN, you should be making some money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I believe that this one is going to affect most of the people that do work online, and I believe a big population of this country do work online. You remember those are, people are asking, how are people surviving? How are youth surviving when there's no employment and things like that? And most people say we do online, jobs and things like that. So the money that they're paid online then has to come through M-Pesa and all that. That's how that transaction is actually going to be happening. And, when I look at this, I believe those are the people that the government is actually targeting to get them now start paying taxes in regards to that.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Amen.
Now, something else that is making headlines before you look at the standard, 2022 poll. Now, this is according to Azimio, which now demands audit of IBC servers. Now, the coalition has challenged the Electoral Commission to allow a forensic audit of its servers to dispel claims by a whistleblower that Raila Odinga won the 2022 presidential election, saying it is not too late to get the truth on the actual votes garnered by both Mr. Odinga and President Ruto in the August 2022 elections. This is a story on page 5 of the Daily Nation, and I believe I hand it over to Simba. Simba, what's on the standard?
Pretty much. Same story. It's a good thing that you've just ended on that, because the same story that we have here is on pages 12 of the standard. There is a new dossier that is claiming now that Raila Odinga won. And Azimio coalition leaders are now calling then for a probe into that. Same story that you started with, of the radical plan to finance the hustlers' budget. That's the headline on the standard as well, with now a plan to spy on our M-Pesa money transactions to identify tax cheats who get paid but never remit taxes. That's exactly what the standard is headlining right here. Pretty much the same stories, Amwai, that are covered on the Daily Nation. But here's the thing. If you go to page 3 of the Standard, just if we can, there's a reverend who's called Reverend Odonya, who's going to be ordained and installed as new Kitale Bishop. But here's the thing. It's a surprise. It's a surprise story. It was not expected to be there, and I don't want to say that there's a showdown looming. It's a big story. You need to read to it if you really want to get entertained on exactly what is happening in the religious. Do we have a sector called the religious sector? I don't know. Yes, sir?
Is it a sector?
Is it a sector? Yeah, it's a sector.
It's a sector.
Yeah. Religion sector? Do we have it in this country? When they don't know anything that goes on in the churches, they're never audited. The money is the money.
No, the other day we are demanding that we actually have religious leaders appointed to government or offices and all that. So to have a little bit of integrity when it comes to leaders, that is what they were calling for, asking the president, because our president is somebody, he's a believer. And they believe if they ask him nicely to include the church on matters governance, he's going to come through for them. But I don't know. I think the church will be proper placed where it is for them to be, how do I put it, to some extent, a unifying factor. Because when they start taking sides on matters politics, it becomes different, because when the church, in that particular church, there are different people with different political affiliations and all that. Yeah.
Pretty much. Guess what? We're going to take a tiny breather right here on the Morning Drift. Once we come back, we're going to touch on what is trending online. Remember, you can join us at Look Up TV across all your social media platforms. I am at Kiage Simba on Twitter. Amwai brand is at Amwai brand on Twitter. Change that thing, Bwana, to the Amwai brand.
Yeah.
Unangoja nini bwana?
Soon, man. Soon.
All right. That's it. Once we come back. We are online at Look Up TV across all your social media platforms. Wow, media platforms. Why? You can miss it. It's a Friday. Apparently, you're the only one who's not allowed to miss it, because for you, you're doing Tuesday. You're quite fresh.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. Let's start like this. Let's then go online and see what it is that you're talking about. And I want us to open our center this morning so we can see what it is that you're talking about, so we can bring it together. All right. This is the first one. Education CS, Ezekiel Machogu is set to release the 2022 KCSE results today, Friday, January the 20th. Wow, it is 20th. Yeah. Just 11 days to clear January.
Yeah.
Wow.
And 3 days, and actually I believe about 2 days before schools reopen. Yeah. Because I think schools reopen next
on 23rd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Amwai, let's get into it. I can see already on a Twitter. I can see, I know who's right there. Cecilia Lubanga is right there on the ground. And by the way, once they go live, you're also going to go live and see exactly what is happening on the ground. Cecilia Lubanga is already on the ground. Beautiful pictures there of GK Prados. Like I'm going to report what I'm saying, Amwai. The GK Prados, the TXs and the VXs. From the ministry, I believe, that are dropping officials. Yeah, at Mitiani House, isn't it? So that then the exam can be released. Yep. What is the importance of us giving weight to KCSE? Amwai?
Pardon?
What is the importance of us giving weight to KCSE?
What is the importance? Yeah. I think...
we're losing, eh?
It's to some extent, it has always, it has been the transition for me. Yeah. I think that's why it was given so much importance. But where we are going, I don't believe we'll be, giving it the much attention that we normally do.
Do you think that maybe time coming, just get your results online, disincentivize KCSE? Yeah, Amwai. Yeah, disincentivize it. The other day, they got their placement results online, the grade 6, yeah?
Yep.
That is it. So just get it online.
What you want us to do with KCSE?
Yeah. Why? I mean, KCC doesn't really define who. Anyway, but guess what? Guess what, Amwai?
But this is the thing. I believe that is where we are going when it comes to not giving it the much attention.
Yeah, I mean,
because at some extent we then realize that we do give it a lot of attention and pressure to these candidates and all that. Then you know, somebody maybe they didn't perform well in high school, but when you come out here and they decided to pursue something that they love, they're doing awesome and great. Yeah. But they didn't get an A.
And with the impending the CBC, it means that we're going to disincentivize it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, guess what? Let's move on to the next one, Amwai. Quickly at that. I believe those two are related. Now, here's the thing, Amwai. This is on Lookup TV. And by the way, you can get some of these stories at www.lookuptv.co.ke. This is what Gachagua said. Only one bar should operate 24 hours in major towns. Rigathi Gachagua, who's the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. The next one, again, is where this did emanate from, and I wanted to jump into it as well, because that was first spoken of by the President of the Republic of Kenya. We must ruthlessly tackle alcohol abuse, Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya. Again, that story is covered on www.lookuptv.co.ke. Amwai?
Listen. Okay.
Yeah, jump into it. I'm not going to say anything.
So there's a time, and I was following that, and there's something he also said that why questioning governors for Mount Kenya region, why they are opening so many bars and giving licenses to so many bars to operate. Yeah. But this is the thing. So when it is a different region, maybe a region that you come from, that's when you say, okay, now we need maybe one to be operating 24 hours. But when Nairobi was saying we want to reduce noise, not close down the businesses, but just to reduce noise, there's a little bit of an issue calling it out and saying, no, you're messing with the businesses. So what happens here? It sounds like double standard.
The question is, Amwai, the question is, two perspectives. Let me first ask you like this. We know the president is, of course, going to say it, the freedom of media. We call him Nabi. Right, isn't it?
Listen.
No, his lingo is Nabi. Just agree before I ask you this question. Yeah,
it is, but
and the second lady.
I'm just saying.
Listen,
as somebody who does not, portray everything that I do behind the scenes on air, I also don't tend to believe everything that I see.
Fine, but the first lady, is a pastor.
Yeah, the first lady, is she?
She prays.
Yeah,
she prays until water comes clean. All right. The second lady is a pastor.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, we are a religious.
And every time in this new administration, Amwai, there's the walking, the talk and the walk is prayer and God. Isn't it? So let me ask you a question, Kenyans. What did you expect? You think State House, every month, their national prayers. You think they go there and drink and they would like to see you guys drinking all over? No. And that's the question is, Amwai, fine. What criteria are you as the Deputy President going to use to determine, for example, in a town like Kisii, which bar is going to be opened for 24 hours?
Region is bringing in more revenue, probably the county government. Region has more customers and things like that. If yours is not contributing as much, then we are not doing that.
It is.
But anyway, it is at some extent because I believe there are areas that have been affected when it comes to alcohol abuse.
Yeah,
so
Amwai,
if we can step in and make a difference, it's not a bad thing.
Kiage would like to disagree because they're collecting a lot.
No, they've started looking at other ways of getting money.
From due to M-Pesa?
Yeah.
That's the only way that we normally hide our transactions. We go in and use 15,000.
That's the thing. So if they're going to, they have to, find a way of getting money from the other side so that when they sweep to the other side, they don't feel the pinch.
Guess what, Amwai? We leave it to the Deputy President and the President.
Yeah.
Yeah, that criteria coming soon. Yeah, to your local town nearby. So only one bar is going to be allowed to operate 24/7. in major towns across the country. Guess what? We take a tiny breather right here again on the Morning Drift. Once we come back, I'll be taking you straight to the newsroom so we can get to look at some of the biggest headlines news-wise. But don't step away, because Amwai and I are here today. We talk music, we talk theatre, we talk generally the entertainment industry in the country. Once we come back.
Do you need a dose of hope? If so, you are in the right place. We think of ourselves around here as hope dealers, delivering truth, power, and inspiration to hearts and minds all over the world. If nothing else has worked for you, why not give the God thing a try? For it's in the presence of God that you'll find everything that you need. Amen.
Mwangi's Institute of Cosmetology. We are TVET and NITA approved training institute in the following courses: School of Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy, School of Fashion Design, Event Management and Decoration, School of Interior Design and Beadwork, School of Advanced Nail Technology, and School of Makeup Artistry. We are located at Kim's Plaza, Equity Bank Building, 4th floor, Oginga Odinga Street, Eldoret. Call us on 0715-046-499 or email us at mwangiscosmetologyinstitute@gmail.com. Mwangi's Institute of Cosmetology, empowering tomorrow's generation today.
All right, let's then look at what we have in as much as our news are concerned this morning. Now, remember, we're still waiting for the KCC results to start streaming in, and our reporters are right there on the ground so that they can bring you up to speed on what is happening on the ground. All right, let's jump into it then. Now, the Senate on Thursday approved the IEBC amendment bill that seeks to change the composition of the selection panel set to recruit new IEBC commissioners after the tenure of the current commission. Ian Kitani reports.
After the tenure of Wafula Chebukati, Boya Molu, and Abdi Guliye came to an end on the 17th of January, and 4 commissioners, Juliana Cherera, Francis Wanderi, Justus Nyangaya, and Irene Masit, suspended by President William Ruto. The process of replacing the commissioners has now begun.
Senator Cheriot Aaron, Kericho County.
I vote yes.
The Senate today held special sittings to deliberate on the IEBC amendments, and after deliberations, the senators passed the bill, kickstarting the process of appointment of new commissioners.
So, Mr. Speaker, who would want a country that has good governance other than the Public Service Commission? So, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, as I oppose that, I urge the Senate to stand with the amendment as they were moved by the Leader of Majority, and we do away with this one because the country is waiting. We would want the President to select these commissioners, to select this panel.
Senators from both political divide fronted the amendments, with Kenya Kwanza allied senators shooting down amendments fronted by Azimio Senator Catherine Mume.
Public Service Commission is one of the Chapter 15 commissions, an independent commission. Chairperson, Vice Chair, and 7 members who are appointed and approved by the National Assembly. Surely, how can you refer to such an institution that has gone through all those checks as a partisan constitutional commission? To deny them an opportunity in a selection panel and give it to somebody called political parties liaison. I don't know even who is the chair, who is the secretary general.
JLAC chairperson Bomet Senator Hilary Sigei was forced to withdraw his proposal to increase the number of members from the political parties committee.
Earlier on in the morning, we had our report placed before the House, and upon consultation with the members of the committee, I would like to withdraw the proposed amendments from the floor of the House. I thank you.
The passing of the bill now awaits signing by the head of state before the vetting process begins after nomination. Ian Keitani, Look Up TV.
Ian Keitani with that story. Seem to have lost the script right here on the top. Let me just reconstruct it. Here it is. President William Ruto has promised to increase the national government affirmative funds to 3 billion shillings from the current 2 billion shillings. Speaking at the State House where he met women representatives from all the 47 counties, Ruto asked the women leaders to assist him in the fight against the teenager pregnancies and FGM. Shadrach Kareria now reports.
For the first time since his inauguration, President William Ruto hosted women representatives from all the counties at the State House. It is during the meeting when the head of state pledged to increase the national government affirmative fund in GAV to allow women rep to efficiently perform their duties.
We will enhance the women kitty for GAV from 2 billion to 3 billion. And that you will also support me and the government in making sure that everybody pays tax. Yeah, Sindio? And we have also agreed that we will avoid any cuts that will affect your delivery of your agenda as women reps, and that I will communicate.
The head of state also pledged to work with all the leaders, irrespective of their political affiliation.
If any member of this team, if any women member of parliament representing a county has a problem, you as a body should be able to go and support them. Yeah? You should be able to go and support them.
The head of state, however, asked the women representatives to help him in war against teenage pregnancies and FGM.
In matters to do with teenage pregnancies, you know very well how serious it is when children who are supposed to be in school are mothers, you know? So I really want the women's voice to be louder than I can hear now. So please, you need to take this agenda seriously. And together with that agenda is the issue of FGM. Really, the women reps of Kenya, you need to support your colleagues, you know, who come from areas where there is still a very high prevalence of female genital mutilation.
We understand that money is tight, but we want to assure you that the money that we have as women reps, right, only 16 of us came back. The rest of them, majority are new. We will mentor them, we will guide them, we will make sure that we deliver to the hustler nation.
Shadrach Kareria, Look Up TV.
Finally, this morning, in a court case involving 9 officers of the disbanded Directorate of Criminal Investigations, a special service unit, linking them to the abduction of Indian nationals and their driver. The 9 will remain in custody until 14th of April. This follows a request for more time to conclude investigations by the prosecution after they reported a lack of cooperation from one of the victims in terms of providing the DNA for the purpose of matching it with those from the respondents. Cecilia Lubanga with that story.
In the Thursday court proceeding, the prosecution has sought more days to conclude investigations into the matter, where 9 officers of the disbanded Directorate of Criminal Investigation Special Service Unit are linked to the abduction of Indian nationals and their driver, who were allegedly abducted near Olisireni, forced out of their taxi before being bundled into the vehicle bearing GK number by members of the disbanded Elite Squad before being escorted to Aberdares National Park.
Specifically, Your Honor, with relation to the DNA sampling and analysis, so far the respondents have cooperated with the investigative branch, Your Honor, and still cooperating.
Two detectives was coming up today. The state has asked for this matter to be mentioned mid-March on grounds that one of the victims, who is in India, is uncooperative.
Appearing before Honorable Boaz Ombea, the respondents informed the court that one of the victims who is in India is uncooperative in terms of providing their DNA for the purpose of matching the DNA samples of the respondents.
When our clients were arrested, we were very clear that they are innocent. It was a political witch hunt. There was no evidence linking them to this matter. To date, our clients they were locked in for more than 46 days.
Court directed the matter to be mentioned on 14th April 2023 for further directions. Cecilia Lubanga, Look Up TV.
That story by Cecilia Lubanga marks the end of our news this morning, but not to step away because leo ni Kusa Rebecca Friday and guess who's with us, DJ Bonai. Maze, umepotea sana bana, ukaje?
Niko fiti.
Ulikuwa umeenda wapi bana? Unajua ukiona mwanamume amepotea hiyo ni pesa.
Mashughuli hapa na pale kutafuta.
Silisikia, nilikuwa tu najua pesa. So leo breakfast tunakula wapi? Hajakula breakfast.
Breakfast?
Unajua miale iko hapa chini bwana. Go kule fish.
Tutaenda after show.
Habari ndio hiyo. Wewe Amwai tumebaiwa fish bwana. Umesikia DJ Bona is in the studio. Anyway, DJ Bona, thank you very much bwana. Uko fiti?
Niko fiti. Leo nimekuwa long kabla nikuwe kwa show, but leo niko in, leo be ready for good music, new music. Watu wa reggae, tuko na set ya reggae. Then we go. Leo kabla nisahau, kuna jamaa fulani fan wa Morning Drift. Anaitwa MC Wilbur.
Yeah.
Lazima nimshout because huyu jamaa anakuanga kila siku, every morning lazima amke aone Morning Drift akiwa pale Sabatia. That is launch.
We salute you, sir. Anyway, DJ Bona.
Yes.
Sasa gari ni yako. Weka gear, usijiji kama leo utatembea gear 1, gear 2, gear 3. Wewe gari ni yako bana. Bora tu siangushe gari.